came from those new, the smell of crude and clay. From the flats of Texas to where the Gulf turns gray. I'll tell you of a man who lived with the throttle wide, with a hunger in his spirit that no quiet life could hide. He didn't care too much for money or living in the town. He just wanted those rigs humming and that drill pipe going down. He spent 40 years pushing iron through the summer heat, with the rhythm of the horses drumming beneath his feet. He was a legend to those who knew him, and those on the floor, always looking for a challenge, always asking for more. He'd work past the young guns in the mud and tar, and he'd wash up in the evenings and start looking for a star. Work was just the warm-up for the game he loved the best, when he'd leave the day behind him and put his charms to the test. He had a way of leaning in, a slow and easy draw that made every lady in the room feel like she was 10 feet tall. He didn't chase them for the silver or a promise of a ring. He just loved the way a woman's laugh could make the night sing. From the dance floors in Old Orleans to the bars of San Antone, he never spent a Saturday night dancing alone. He'd find a waitress with a story or a widow looking for a smile, and he'd convince them both to walk with him for just a little while. He'd tell them tales of people met and of strong winds that blew, and by the time the sun was rising, they believed that everyone was true. He loved the girls who smelled like jasmine and the ones who smelled like smoke. He had a line for every heartache and a laugh for every joke. He'd spend his pay on a pretty dress or a bottle of the best, just to see her eyes light up and put a weary heart to rest. If only for an hour or until the morning light, before he headed back to where the hard men stayed the night. His trail was marked by broken hearts and stories left behind, restless, roving troubadour of the rare and honest kind. He never met a stranger, and he never heard a no that he couldn't turn to maybe with a grin and a hello. He lived his life full and hard, with love for every face, and he left a hole the size Texas that no man can quite replace. So raise up a cold one for a man who did it all, who worked until he couldn't and loved them all. That black may find a steady peace and a lady on his arm in a place where work is easy and there's no end for a man with charm.